is a special time where you can spend quality time with your loved ones. I usually gather with my close friends and family. We'll have a dinner party and enjoy the fireworks.
I think we all can't wait to welcome the new year. I remember exactly this time last year, I was traveling in Kyushu, Japan. Very different to big cities like Tokyo or Osaka. It was more laid back, relaxed, very, very nice, just what I needed. So I wish I could go back there and experience all that again. Now, I was thinking to myself, since traveling is not an option for the time being, why not bring Japan to us instead?
Though the Japanese people celebrate New Year's according to the Gregorian calendar, New Year's in Japan is an annual festival with its own customs. Enjoying an array of festive food is one of the essential traditional rituals. To ring in 2021 the Japanese way, we have invited Chef Masayuki Goto to prepare the most loved festive delicacies in Japan for us.
Osechi ryori are traditional Japanese New Year foods. They are normally served in a 2 to 3 tiered lacquer box called ojubako. And the foods are presented very delicately because originally it was a dish offered to the deer god.
When it comes to osechi ryori, there are many traditional rules that we have to follow, so why not we take a closer look at each dish?
Good idea. I did talk with Chef Goto earlier, and he told me there are 3 types of dishes that are indispensable for the New Year celebration. And they are Katsunoko, which is herring roe, kuromame, which is sweet black soybeans, and tatsukuri, the candied sardines.
And each of the appetizers has its auspicious meaning. As you can see, there are many small eggs gathered together in the Katsunoko, symbolizing a prosperous family with many children.
As for the black soybeans, the black color was thought to be able to exterminate evil. And since eating soybean is considered very healthy, it also represents longevity.
The tatsukuri is made with dried sardines that are called gamame. Back in the days, the sardines were used as fertilizers for rice fields. So this appetizer wishes us a good harvest. The appetizers are only the teaser of the feast. Look, Chef Goto has made so many dishes for us.
Well, since they're meant to be eaten for good luck, I think we should not be shy. We should respect the chef and enjoy the Japanese culture.
Traditionally, osechi ryori consisted of food that is prepared to be eaten at room temperature and can be kept for several days without a refrigerator. But to celebrate the biggest and the most important festival of the year, why not indulge yourself in a lavish meal? Sashimi has been one of our all-time favorite culinary delights. With fresh seafood freshly imported from Japan, it's mouth-watering just by looking at it. Though eating eel is one of the Japanese summer traditions, the peak season for catching eel is winter. That's why eel is included in this New Year feast. Colorful and delicious, what's better than munching on some crispy and hot tempura? With whiting fish from Toyama, lotus roots from Oita, sweet potatoes from Shizuoka, and live prawns from Ehime, it's going to be a dish that you'll be wanting more. Speaking of hot food, another Japanese dish that delivers a great celebratory vibe has got to be teppanyaki. Wagyu beef steak from Miyazaki prepared with a theatrical cooking style that's as good as it gets. After all, osechi ryori is more than just a meal. It's an integral part of the Japanese New Year traditions. The act of sharing these celebratory dishes is a way to share good wishes with your loved ones.
A Japanese New Year meal is never complete without a bowl of mochi soup.
Traditional New Year mochi soup is usually made with chicken and seasonal vegetables. But this time, the chef used French duck meat to pair with the chewy mochi. What a nice touch of East meets West.
Well, it's the new year, and I'm always up for nice new things.
The evolution of technology is beneficial to us in so many ways, and cashless shopping is one of them. Nowadays, you can even pay by just tapping your smartphone or smartwatch at the checkout. Also, there are more ways to add funds to your mobile payment. By tapping a few buttons in the app, you can basically top up anytime, anywhere. Turning your smart device into a wallet that never runs out of money is that easy. And for those who like to track their spendings, with the instant transaction tracking function, you can get an accurate picture of where, when, and how much you spent. The app can even provide a basic analysis of your spending habits. Everything is very effortless.
I just love this app. It's so easy and handy to use. And while I'm on it, I'm going to top up my mom's card too. She's doing a lot of shopping today.
Oh, does that mean that we can top up our physical octopus card as well?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Marcus, would you like to top up my card?
I'll see you outside.
Marcus, hey, your groceries! Hey!
Darren, what are some life-enhancing things that you can do in less than 30 minutes?
Well, that's not a lot of time, but I suppose I can do a bit of reading, maybe call a friend, have a good laugh, or make some food for my wife. What about you?
Well, I think I can do much more than that in less than 30 minutes. But the question is, are you up for a challenge?
Challenge accepted.
This workout is a high-intensity interval program that incorporates functional fitness. It helps you burn the maximum calories and fat all within 30 minutes. For instance, you can do a training session every day for a month and you will not do the same workout. It's fast and it's effective. So you can come in and you can complete your workout within 30 minutes and you're out of here. And that's your calories burnt for the day. This is just so effective for the busy work life that Hong Kongers usually lead.
Whether I'm burning calories at home or going to the local gym grinding out, the most important thing to me is that the workout has to be challenging, because otherwise, what's the point? What do you think, Joyce?
Of course it has to be challenging, but I think for us ladies, what's important is that the workout is effective, because we want to stay pretty and stay fit. And if it's fun, it's even better.
I think the most extreme is the mixture of workouts. You know, we base it on strength and cardio, so you can get all of your workouts done all in this one class. I think the part I like most is that you're able to track your progress in the workout. With the use of a MyZone heart rate monitor, you can see your progress on the screen, the calories burned, the heart rate you're working at, and then that tracks to an app as well. So our coaches are there on hand to make sure all exercises are being performed properly. And then it's up to the member to push at what level they are comfortable with. You can really go hard, watching your heart rate on the screen, or you can work at a plateau that you're comfortable with while still burning calories.
Honestly, those 24 minutes felt a lot longer in my mind. However, I thoroughly enjoyed the experience and I felt so productive by the end of it. This type of workout is definitely suitable for people who don't like to waste time and love a good physical challenge.
24 minutes, multiple exercises. It's easy, straightforward, and effective. The perfect workout for me. What more can I ask for?
After the break, check out artworks by one of South Korea's leading post-monochrome artists.
At the beginning of each year, we all make our predictions about trends and what's going to become popular. And that's no different in the art world. If you want to get a glimpse into the future and to see what the Asian art scene might look like in 2021, let's take a look at some contemporary artworks from Korea. Dominic, it's great to see you.
Very good to have you.
Tell us what the Asian art scene might look like in 2021.
Well, I think that's the golden question. You know, everyone's wondering, given the recent pandemic, where things are going to go. I think it's been difficult for a lot of industries, but with us, I think there's good hope. There's still going to be a need for in-person fairs, in-person exhibitions, but also seeing as the pandemic has changed the way that we do business, the art business must change as well. So you'll see a lot of online initiatives, you'll see some public projects, some new collaborations. I think this time has really allowed the industry to rethink its process and how people can look at and enjoy art.
South Korea's monochrome painting movement seems to have seized the attention of the art world. Why do you think that is?
Well, it really came to light in the early part of this decade. It's their post-war movement, like Western abstraction, they had their movement. Japanese had Gutai. So there's really a very important movement for Korea, and it's very distinctly Korean. But it's managed to last this long. I mean, you have artworks art periods which go through phases, sometimes fads. This has really lasted because it's such an important movement, and a lot of not just Asian galleries, but the whole international gallery space in the West, they've really sort of secured the Korean movement, this Tansekwa movement, or monochrome movement, whatever you want to call it. They've really sort of solidified this into art history canon. There's also a very strong South Korean collector base, and there's a strong movement in pushing South Korean culture as well. And I think alongside strong Korean artists, strong South Korean collectors, and curatorial vision and community, it's really stood strong till today.
Tell us about the artist Kim Tae Ho.
He's commonly mistaken as a Tansekwa artist, but he's not quite. He sort of did his own thing, and his work is very much about sort of repetition, meditation, and almost trying to achieve nirvana through his works, This exhibition here covers his career up until now through 3 distinct phases. There's his form series, which covers his idea of obstructing figure through line. There's his works on paper, where he's experimenting with hanji paper, which is this very Korean medium, where he rips and tears and leaves things up to chance. And then more well-known would be his internal rhythm series, which is really about this meditative, sort of tedious, laborious process, where he actually starts to build the canvas through 20 to 22 layers of paint, actually, and slowly builds, and then he scrapes back into them to reveal those layers of color underneath, And by doing this, what he's trying to do is really shed all material things, all the mundane things, and try to achieve this state of nirvana. And it's quite a beautiful thing, because from a distance, these works, you see that they appear solid color, but as you come up close, each little pocket which has been carved out really shows almost a microcosm of color and rhythm, and it's very musical when you see all of these different colors start to show through.
Tell us about your favorite piece in this gallery and this exhibition.
There's this very beautiful pale green work in the space, which it's quite different from some of the other works. Some of our works here have very bright colors, some very dark, but there's this very, very pale, soft green with a very subtle pink hue coming from beneath the canvas. And I think this really captures what his work is about, His work is very much about, sort of, if you would look at a brick wall in a way, and from a distance it's quite solid, but you look up close, and within each crevice or something, there's something very, very special in there. And with this one in particular, the color doesn't shine through immediately, but it really forces you to have a real look and have a real think, and it asks you to slow down a bit. And that's why I really love that work.
For those who are interested in contemporary art, South Korea is a place you have to check out. In fact, some people are saying that Seoul will soon become a global contemporary art hub. And indeed, many famous galleries and museums around the world are starting to collect Korean pieces for their permanent collections, including New York's MoMA, Paris's Centre Pompidou, and Hong Kong's very own M+. I think when we mention Korean culture, a lot of people immediately think of K-pop, but there's so many layers to Korean culture. So if you want to learn more about Korean culture, fine art is a great place to start.
For centuries in Western culture, opera has been one of the greatest performing arts on earth. Whether you are a fan of the classic melodies or not too familiar with them, you cannot deny that opera has the power to transform our lives. And why has opera lasted for centuries? Besides the stage performers, the people behind the production play a huge role in the opera as well. Today, let's chat with the director and understand the hidden world of opera.
An opera director deals with music and drama, which is very unique because most of the theater directors, they deal with the theater, the spoken dialogue, whereas we have the music to follow. And not only that, we have big orchestra, soloists, and then we have dance, and sometimes we have dialogue and movements, of course. So it's a big team of people to look after. Usually I would do a lot of research on the subject matter, and then I would decide on a concept, whether it's a modern adaptation or we stick to the period, like maybe 200 years ago. And then once I made the decision, then I'll do more research, and by reading, by looking at other videos available, and then I will find my ideas, and then I look at the cast, and then I'll decide how to bring out the best from the cast that I have. I'd like to say I'm a very flexible person, and my style is versatile. So it can be modern day dress, black top, black trousers, just a few chairs or tables, or with the crinoline with complete and hairdo and everything for the classical style, depending on the opera itself and also what is available in the theater and the budget, most important of all. So I never limit myself to any particular genre or style, and it's really depending on the mood and also what works best. Music really turns people's hearts, and be it comedy or tragedy, and most people just have a reaction to the way the music's been written. So that's the special thing about operas, and that's what I really enjoy. Primarily, I'm a musician and I'm a singer myself. My first love is, of course, music, but the drama, the dramatic part of it will enhance the music performance and brings together the whole work of theatrical musical experience, which is just the most unique.
A captivating story is key to keeping your audience engaged. So the director is responsible for shaping every aspect of the show. And he or she also needs to make sure the stage performers can please the crowds with their spectacular performance. Can you tell us what you love about opera?
I like all sorts of performing arts, and I think it's not easy to find a performance that incorporates so many different performing arts. So I think opera is definitely one of it. And because I love singing, I think it's even more powerful and more touching when I hear the emotions being delivered by just the human voice without any amplifications. And I remember the first opera that I watched was in 2005, I think, from it's La Traviata from Opera Hong Kong. I think it's probably one of the first operas. I'm not entirely sure. I was really young, but that was definitely an experience.
That inspired you to get into this business.
And then I went to learn singing.
Wow.
And to the States.
So as a stage performer, being in opera, it takes a lot of preparation and hard work. So how do you get into that? How do you prep for that?
Well, definitely you need to know your music. You need to know the story that you're telling, because it's all about communication with the audience.
I see myself as like the captain of a ship. So the crew would be all the participants on stage and behind the stage, of course, while as the passengers, rather, will be the audience. So I am just the captain and leading and bringing everybody to a wonderful journey.
Opera is a very complex art form. It includes directing, singing, dancing, and acting. So you really have to put in the hard work, and it's really not easy. So I truly, truly admire every one of the performers and the production in every opera. That's all the time we have for this week's episode. If you want to find out more about what we have introduced, remember to log on to our website. In the coming weeks, let's explore the path to a sweeter life. Join us to savor seasonal delights from around the globe, check out ways to stay healthy and look gorgeous, keep up with the latest trends in every aspect of life,